What's up, everybody? Jay Leone here in sunny, beautiful, great Florida. Finally back. Step outside here, show you what it's like in my backyard. Tons of trees, tons of privacy, tons of sunshine, tons of sunshine. Just wanted to give you a quick tour of where we're shooting videos now. Not much of a setup, but yeah, that's the little setup on the floor there. So the videos will be quite different. I'll be sitting on the floor and the angles will be weird. I don't have my close-up camera anymore. I'm using my cell phone now. But yeah, that's where we're going to be shooting. So let's get to it and let's start the review process again. Why don't we? What's up, everybody? Jay Leone. Yes, it's me. Back. I'm back. It's been a long time. As you'll notice, weird angle here. I'm up against the corner wall here just because the lighting seems to only be good in this one corner. There's natural light here, and that's the only light I have. So we're gonna have to bear with it. It's gonna be some adjusting here. I'm gonna have videos coming in sparingly as I can because with work and stuff, and it's just finding a new schedule. It's difficult, and this isn't a real ideal spot to be shooting videos. And I'm going to be moving into another place here in the coming, I'd say next month or two, where I'll have an actual desk and stuff. I'm not really furnishing this place because it's kind of just a month-to-month lease, and I don't want to get too cozy and then have to move a bunch of shit out. So yeah, just it's a lot going on. I won't bore you with the details, but I am back, and won't be back at full capacity yet, but I will be back here and there. Maybe every 2 weeks I should have a video up. And then as things start flowing, because I need to get product coming back in again, we'll get back to the original format of a video or two a week, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate you all bearing with me, but let's get to the review at hand. I've had this one for a little while now, and it's probably been reviewed to death by now because how the reviews are nowadays. People review shit so quick. This is the Theorem Atomizer by Wismec, Suck My Mod, and Jaybo, the triple collaboration. I'm using it here on my Cuboid 200 watt. Let me have a vape. It's a really good vape. Let's see if I remember how I do my reviews now, because it's been a long time. I'm gonna give you some product. I'm gonna give you some specs on this device, where you're gonna get it and how much it's gonna cost. So I got mine from myvaporstore.com. I think I paid about $22 for it. Right now on their website, it is going for $20.95, so 21 bucks plus shipping, obviously. What it is, it's an RTA. It's a Genesis style RTA, a dripping atomizer. You can call it whatever you want. I've heard a lot of different names for it. To me, it's basically a Jenny dripper, but with a little tank in the bottom of it, because it doesn't hold much juice. But it is a very different product, which now I see a lot of them coming out. They're very similar, which is what usually happens. So some features and specs on this one. I'm reading right off the website for you. It's designed by Jaybo, inspired by Suck My Mod, who's another YouTube reviewer. You probably heard of him. Rebuildable drip tank hybrid is what they're calling it. Comes with the stainless steel 316 notch coils, which we'll take a look at. 0.25 ohms. It's a 22 millimeter diameter, 510 threads. Top fill design, dual slot center positive post, dual 2 millimeter standard negative posts. Supports single and dual coil builds. Top airflow juice plug, glass and stainless steel option, adjustable airflow, stainless steel construction, and 510 drip tip compatible. And juice capacity is somewhere around 2 mils. I don't see it on the website, but it doesn't hold a lot of juice, that's for sure. You'll be filling this a lot. So if you do have this, you will be filling a lot. But that's all I can tell you up top here. Let's go down to the new close-up segment, because I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, because I think I'm going to do it off my phone because I don't have my camera. But anyways, let's go down to that segment and take a look at this thing close up and personal. All right, everybody, so here we are with the Theorem Atomizer. Got all the pieces taken out of the box. This is everything that's included. You're going to get, obviously, your instruction manual there, which is going to have a little bit of a quick start guide, how to fill and wick and everything. Obviously, you're going to get your tank, which we'll take a look at here last. You're going to get your spare tank section. This is a stainless steel section with a piece of glass in there. See the glass inside, and it does have these windows, so it gives you a different look to the tank. Nice little included piece here if you choose to use it. You also get a spare Pyrex glass here, so if you break the one that's on the tank already, you do have a backup to go. So you got a couple options as far as tanks go. You do get another notch coil. One is pre-installed. I've been using that one for a while. I just recently took that one out and put a different coil in, but this is the notch coil. Oh, that's a good look at the notch coil. It comes pre-wicked and everything. It's got its leads bent already too, so it's nice and easy to install. I just think these coils are a little too big for the for this atomizer in particular. They're 3 millimeters, I believe, in diameter. So yeah, that's just a lot of cotton, and for the small tank, it doesn't wick very well with these coils in there, in my opinion. Then you do get a baggie of spares. You got O-rings, grub nuts, and inside that package you also get the airflow ring here. This is the dual airflow ring, so it's got the 2 slots on each side, so you get airflow from the front and the back of the coil if you choose to use this. I'm using the single airflow ring, and obviously, the very important is you do get the Allen key that fits the grub nuts. So that's all what's in the package. Here we go. Here is the Theorem Atomizer. And bear in mind, I am holding the camera with my hand right now until I get a new stand for this camera I'm using. I did put a microcoil in the video. You'll hear me say I'm using the notch coil, and that's because I was. This is actually my second attempt at shooting the close-ups for this device. The first shot, or first part of it, didn't go well, so I'm reshooting the whole close-up segment. So anyways, this is the atomizer itself. Let's see if we can get some focus on it. There we go. And it is a very nice atomizer. I like the look of this guy. And we can break it apart and show you what that's like. Here's the top cap of the device. It's got this little stopper here on the end, which is going to actually plug up your fill hole right here. So that goes into the fill hole. It's got an O-ring on it. And then you'll see this little slot here, and that's actually where air is going to travel down through if you choose to use that rear airflow hole. The drip tip is a 510 drip tip. It just comes right off. 2 O-rings. It's like some type of glass acrylic drip tip. Nice wide bore on there. Good size bore. And then the top cap here does unscrew, and you have this little piece here, which is the top nut, I guess you would say. This tightens down your airflow. So that just screws on. It's got threads on the inside. And then in there you'll find your single airflow ring. This is the single one. You can see it's got the one cutout, and I'll grab the dual. And that's the dual airflow ring. So there's both rings right there. And you can see this piece here, this is where your airflow is actually coming through. You got the one in the front and the one in the back. You could have both wide open if you choose, or you can adjust them with either or rings. The airflow from this side here that looks black goes through this little insulator and out this hole here, and that will actually hit the back of your coil. So if you choose to do that, it does have an O-ring here on the top. And to put your airflow on there, you grab your airflow ring, you pop that little guy right on there, and you just make your adjustments. For instance, I keep my one hole all the way open. Take your cap and just tighten it down. Obviously, you want to hold this airflow ring here as you tighten it down, so you don't get any movement on that airflow. Sometimes it does not line up your airflow just right, and you have to reopen it and do it again. Like you can see, it kind of closed half of it off, but that's just a little tricky. It's definitely a con that I think I forget to mention later on, so I will mention the airflow ring as a con, because it's a little bit of a pain adjusting the airflow on this guy. You have the glass, which is a little dirty. I just rinsed it out. It just pops right off the base. There's the deck. You can see I got the 2 O-rings on the bottom, and that's actually where the glass is gonna just sit. When you wanna pull the glass off, just turn it slightly and pull up, because you might break it if you just yank it off really quick. You might crack it. And that's the build deck. You see the post holes here. Just the center block is just a wide open block with 2 screws in it. It's 2 grub screws. If you've ever used the indestructible atomizer, you'll recognize this post design here. It's got that wide open center block. Then you got 2 other screws on the outside here. It's a nice deck. It's a nice easy deck to build on. The screws are here right on the top. You can see those. And you can see my little micro coil in there, nothing fancy. Then yeah, you take your cotton and you run it down the side. See, if I lift my cotton up here, you have these grooves right here. And that's just kind of where your cotton just goes right down in. And I don't let mine touch the base. Some people I've seen have it touching the base. I just let my cotton go right into this little groove. Let's go right into this groove here. And just set it in there just like that. It's about halfway in the tank. And then I take my glass section, and just pop that little bad boy right on. Take this Allen key here, and this is very key to do. Make sure you take it and poke it through your wicks and all the way down, leaving a little gap in the back. And if you can, leave a gap in the front of it. This will help juice wick through a lot better, and I do that on both sides. Just like that. Your fill hole right there. Not a problem for glass dropper bottles. Some bottles with the short tips on them you may have a problem with, but with a glass dropper you can fill it up pretty easily. And then once you're done doing that, take your top cap, pop that guy in, boom, and you're ready to vape. So let's go up top and we'll talk about this a little bit more. Alright, so you saw the close-ups on this guy. It's a unique dripping tank atomizer, if you would say. I got the notch coil in here right now, and I've used the same notch coil for about 2 weeks, I'd say now. I mean, I've taken the cotton out, I've dry burned it and stuff like that, but it's the same notch coil. It has been doing this wonky thing where it's jumping resistance on me. It started off as a 0.22 ohm, and now it's up to a 0.27, and earlier today it was a 0.32. So I don't know what's going on with the coil, if it's fluctuating resistance like that, but I find that sometimes I'm adjusting my wattage because resistance is changing. And it really is a good vape. Let me give you pros, let me give you some cons on this guy, because there definitely are some cons with it. Let me start with the pros. The size, I really like the size. I like smaller atomizers. I prefer smaller atomizers. I like the warm vape getting off. It's not intensely warm. I mean, it could be warm as you want it, but I got it at 45 watts, and it's reading 0.27, and it's 3.7 volts right now, and it's more than satisfying enough. It's warm, but not too warm. The flavor on it is really, really good. And I have the single airflow option ring on here, and I have it wide open. And it's probably hard to see the vapor because of the grayish backgrounds here, which I realize, but for the time being, it is what it is. So yeah, the single airflow ring for me is perfect because I like that restrictive lung kit, and I get exactly that out of that ring. With the 2 airflow, you get the air from the behind the coil and the front of the coil. It's a little airy for me. Yeah, you can adjust it if you want, but everybody's got their preferences. Some people are going to like that one better because they want more air. Me, I prefer the smaller airflow option. Price, $20. You can't really beat the price on here. The look of it overall, I think it's a great look. I like this little Pyrex glass drip tip that comes here, comes with it. Filling it, I don't have an issue. You know, some people may, with their bottles getting into that hole there, you may have an issue. The notch coils are really nice. I've heard mixed opinions on the notch coil. I've heard I like them, I've heard I've hate them. I can see why people hate them. I don't think they're perfectly suited for this tank. I think they're a little too big and requires a little too much cotton for what you have in this. So I'm actually probably going to remove the notch coil and put a Clapton or something normal in there, 2.5 millimeter coil with a little less cotton, because I think the coil is just too big for the tank. But the notch coils themselves are good. I think they're going to be good, and they are being used in other applications already. which is a good thing because they're nice little coils. I also heard that the leads on some people's coils were snapping, which I could see being a problem. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I see they're very flimsy, so it's definitely something that could happen. Cons on here. Some people may say you have to work for your vape. Yeah, in a sense you do have to work for your vape because you do have to kind of tip it when you're vaping. Most people do that naturally already, but kind of got to get those coils lined up so when you tip it, you're tipping it into the wicks. Sometimes you do one of these jobbies here just to get the wicks going. Yeah, it's similar to like Genesis. The coils on top, the wicks coming down. You know, you got to get that juice up there somehow. And yeah, it's a little bit of a pain. I have experienced a few dry hits on this. Not a whole lot, but I have experienced some, and it's just unpleasant. And to some people, obviously, a con is going to be the juice capacity. It's definitely a con. But if you're getting a tank like this, just know going in it that you're going to have a unicorn bottle or a bottle on you at all times. It's basically a dripper with a little reservoir. Think of it that way. You could just go that much longer without having to drip on your coils. Basically, that's the way I see this. So if you're getting this, know in mind, it's a dripper with a little reservoir. That's the way I look at it. Overall, I recommend this. I wouldn't say I highly recommend it because it's not going to be for everybody. If this is in your field house, you may want to go give this a try for 20 bucks. It's really not a bad price. Quality of this is just top notch. For a $20 atomizer, it's really good. And I think it looks the part. It's just, you know, it's not going to be for everybody because of the way it wicks and stuff. So yeah, it's a great little dripping tank, rebuildable atomizer per se, with a really low price tag. So that's it for the review on the Theorem Atomizer. So I'll be back sparingly, like I said. I'll try to get up here as much as I can and do these videos. I'm sorry about the quality and the echo and the lighting if it's not good. We'll get everything straightened out. We'll be back at full strength eventually. I appreciate all you guys supporting me and wishing me well in this travel. It's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare, just to say. If you've ever moved from state to state, you know it's a nightmare. It's starting your life over and over and over and over again. And yeah, it's been a nightmare. But I'm glad that things are finally starting to slow down, and we're happy out here. Florida's great. There's no ifs, ands about it. The weather's the same every day. There's so much to do out here. I haven't even touched the surface of it yet, so it's great. So thank you again to all you guys. I really, really appreciate all the well wishes. And I hope to see you soon. So I think we end the videos with live well and vape on.